Hello, and thank you for listening to this tutorial on setting a closing date. QuickBooks allows you to set a closing date and password protect it. What that does is once you set the date, it will prevent any users from changing or adding transactions prior to that date without the password. So it password protects any changes or additions to transactions prior to the set date. In this example, we are in February and we passed off our financials to our tax accountant, and we just want to make sure that what we handed off for fiscal year 2016 in this scenario, what we handed off to our tax accountant for fiscal year 2016 remains unchanged in our QuickBooks file. So we want to set a closing date. To do so, you go to Edit, Preferences, you click on the Accounting tab, and then Company Preferences. At the bottom of this screen you will see a Set Date and Password. This is where you set your closing date. Simply click on Set Closing Date. You can set your closing date to allow for the edit and addition of non-posting transactions, such as estimates, sales orders, or purchase orders. Those are non-posting transactions. So you can set your closing date, and it will prevent you from adding or changing transactions that post, and will allow you to continue to create estimates and sales orders in the time frame prior to the date that we set. In this example, we're not going to exclude estimates. We don't want any changes prior to 12/31/2016 because that's the year we're closing. We're now in 2017. So you set the closing date, enter the password, confirm the password, click OK, and then click OK again. So now we have set the closing date for December 31st, 2016. So no transactions prior to that date can be entered, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's say that we go and we try to enter a transaction for a customer. Let's enter an invoice. Let's use an invoice date of 12/15/2016. Just create a quick one here. We're going to say speaking fee, we did 2 hours at $75 an hour. No class. Save and close. You can see that when we try to enter this transaction prior to the set closing date, we will get a dialog that asks for a password. So that prevents you from inadvertently posting to a closed period prior to the closing date, or if you have to post a transaction prior to the closing date, you can enter the password to do so. In this case, we do want to, so I'm going to go ahead and enter the password. But this is a very, usually you don't want to do this, or you want to make sure that you're doing this for the right reasons. So I'm just going to click OK just to show you that you can do it with the proper password credentials. So that concludes this tutorial on setting a closing date. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Thank you. Bye.